really what it comes down to today as we teach this concept is we're going to walk through something that we're recently putting in place that we feel is going to be extremely beneficial for every coach and consultant, every entrepreneur, every person that's trying to build an online business in some way, shape, or form. And that is by creating the authority video. I wish I like the term authority video. I should have like this cool epic name that just like drops in, but authority video is pretty strong too, right?
Mhm.
Um, but an authority video, I think every coach and consultant needs to consider putting together, because I think this is going to be the number one tool that you can use to book those discovery calls. And to look at it, an authority video in its basic, simplistic way is you teaching a concept, taking what Dustin was just talking about, a pain point that your potential clients or ideal clients would be experiencing, and you say, okay, here is the pain point. I'm going to teach you a way to solve that pain point, and then I'm going to, at the end of that, call you to action to jump on a call with me, right?
Mhm.
So what this might look like is stepping into it is you sit down and you create a teaching, a coaching, maybe you take one of your frameworks, again, one of those pain points, and you say, okay, I'm going to do a 12 to 20-minute video. I know that sounds crazy, but think of it like you might see like a webinar style piece, right? Without the people actually there with you live, but you create a very strong, very put together, uh, teaching on this pain point that solves their problem. Like at the end of the video, they could walk away, they could solve their problem, no big deal, they could leave. But
Right.
in the process of you teaching, you walking them through, maybe you're giving them a little history of who you are and what you do and why you're doing it, but you're walking them through this problem that they have. You show them that you understand them, you empathize with them, and then you help solve that problem. And then at the end, you say, hey, if you want some more of this, if you're going, man, what do I do now? I'd love for you to jump on a call with me and my team. The links are all below, and you can literally start driving traffic to this video, this landing page video, that then is a direct call to action to jump on a call with you.
Yeah.
And so this is the basic idea, the basic framework of this authority video, which we'll walk through how to put the authority video together here in a minute. But as far as the flow or the funnel of what you're looking at right now, as you're looking at creating this 12 to 20-minute teaching, you put it on a landing page with some copy, some strong copy, telling them that you can solve that pain point, that pain issue that they have. And then the direct call to action is to book a call with you. You can even put the Calendly calendar right there if you want to be crazy like that. So make it super easy for them. And then over time, as you're creating your social media content or your podcast or your YouTube videos or your whatever that looks like, you can then just simply point to that is basically as a lead magnet, right? And you point to that in that direction. And I guarantee if you do this well and your copy is strong and your teaching is good and you help genuinely solve a pain point for your clients, the bookings will begin to happen and you will begin to see those fill up. And now all of a sudden, your videos are driving traffic to your discovery call forums and getting that booked up. Dustin, how does that sit with you? What do you think about that? What's rolling around in your brain?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything you're saying is true, and it hits the heart of us coaches and consultants to be able to provide value. I mean, no, it's we talked at the beginning about not being salesy, right? I
Yeah.
think I think the best way to not be salesy is to provide value.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was before the episode started, or while we were already kind of in the intro section of it, you kind of equated it to like a used car salesman, right? Like you don't want to feel
Yeah.
sold, but
Yeah.
if that used car salesman can provide value for you, then you're more likely to buy from him, right?
Yeah.
So if you go to the used car salesman and he says, "Look, I understand this might be a little bit over your budget, but I'm going to put all four fresh new tires on it and I'm going to fill up the car with gas." And you're just like, "Well, that's some value."
Yeah.
Right? I'm more likely to buy.
Yeah.
Um, I just think we get in this mindset often of we have to sell, 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 but I think the sales will come when we consistently provide
Yep.
value, and I think
Yep.
that's what the authority video helps us do. It
Yes.
just like in previous episodes where we've talked about that content library is a
Yeah.
visual representation of your authority, and it's something that you need, but also this authority video gives you an opportunity to do it in a small, like easy to consume
Yep.
format for
Yep.
people who are wondering, well, what is the authority
Yep.
here? Hey,
Yep.
I'm Dustin P with over 20 years of experience. Yada, yada, yada. They go bam.
Yep.
And two sentences, you
Yep.
know, and some
Yep.
B roll, like boom, authority built.
Yes. Yes. And when it comes to the authority video, I think the big piece, and I want to walk through a basic step-by-step framework that you could put together. And if you follow this, you will have a very strong authority video. And in doing so, you can get it up on that landing page, start driving traffic to it, whether it's organic or paid, right? And you will start getting those discovery calls. And so the basic breakdown here is in the there's a like a 5-step, if you will, to this. Um, I don't love 5 steps. I wish it was 3, but we got to make this thing work, you know.
Right.
Um, but the first thing is you need to describe the pain that your person is experiencing, right?
Mm,
You need to describe the day-to-day experiences, the problems. You need to paint the picture where literally in the first few minutes of the video they go, that is me, right?
yeah.
Like, just holy cow, this person knows exactly, like, they're looking around in their house going, have they been watching what I've been doing?
Yeah.
Because this
Can I
is
can I give you an
my
example of that
problem.
real quick?
Yes, please do.
Perfect. So, talking about this podcast episode that I'm about to record about Q1 review and Q2 strategy, the
Yeah.
first sentence I'm going to say from the jump in the cold open before any music or tagline or anything is this: hey, if your creative business feels like it's running you instead of you running it, you're about to discover the quarterly planning system that will change everything. In this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to transform your Q1 insights into a strategic Q2 action plan that will bring clarity to chaos and purpose to your creative work. Boom, done.
I'm ready to listen, dude.
Exactly.
I'm ready to
So
listen.
you can hit.
And to your point earlier, that it was a conversation that you and I were having.
Hmm.
Let's just say that we didn't have that, but I was having that conversation in my mind, and I
Hmm.
come across your episode and you say that exactly in the first however long.
Yeah,
I am like, I will continue to listen to this
continue.
because
Yep.
I am feeling like this business is running me and not the other way around, right?
Hmm.
And so that is a beautiful example of what we're saying here. And now that's for a podcast episode. In this video, you can make it longer. You can really kind of bring it, really paint that picture that you understand and know what they're experiencing and feeling. So that first part is to describe the
Yep.
problem. And then you're going to move into reframing the problem being a symptom of a deeper issue, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
something deeper going on, and I think you hit on it, Dustin, with your intro there, where like I'm over here going, I'm stressed out. I just need to like delegate some stuff or get some things off my plate, or I need to hire a new person or whatever that looks like that I'm thinking. And you're saying, hey, if your business is running you, I actually have something that I think will help that's a little bit deeper underneath the generic kind of surface level problems that you think might be going on. There's
Yep.
something deeper there. And if you can bridge this gap, well, hey, are you experiencing this? Yeah, I get it. I understand. Here's what's really going on. And now you go, oh, it kind of hits them on that emotional level, right? It just hits them right there where they're going, man, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even know that. And now again, you haven't only said, I understand where you're at, but let me tell you, I really understand where you're at because I know what's going on underneath the surface.
Yep.
And now they're all in listening at that point, right?
Right.
So that's the first 2 steps. So you describe, then you reframe. There's another word, reframe, from
Mm.
a couple episodes ago. Repurpose. Is that how I
Repurpose.
was saying it?
You were saying repurpose.
Anyway, yeah, just go back and listen to that one. You'll laugh hysterically. And then you're going to explain how they tried to fix it and why it's not working, right? So, Dustin, in your episode, I'm sure there's a part where you're going to say, hey, you probably tried this. You probably tried to set your goals at the beginning of the year and let them run all the way through and like all that stuff. But here, let's look at this differently. And you start to show them, and again, speak directly to all those things that they probably tried. And
Right.
again, they're looking over their shoulder going, how does this guy know exactly what I've done and how I've tried to put this together? And again, just driving in the fact that you know what you're talking about. You're that authority, right, in this space, and I'm going to help you, right? So you have the describe, the reframe. Now I'm in my
Reframe.
head about rewords.
Mhm.
Reframe, and then explain, and then you're going to show them. That's the fourth step. You're going to show them how to do this, right? And I think, Dustin, you're doing this in your podcast episode already, but think of this in a very detailed, like 15 to 20-minute video where you're breaking this down and you are giving these examples. Maybe you have some slides on the screen that shows some different stuff that you're walking them through. And now you're going to teach them how to solve that problem. So you spent the first 3 steps just really showing them not only do you know what you're talking about, but you understand where they're at. Maybe you've been there before in your own life. Maybe you've gotten out. You said 20 years been doing this kind of thing. Now you're like, oh, I can help you. I know the path out of here. Let me teach you that path. And so you spend the next part of this teaching and really showing them how to fix that problem, right? So now you can see in those 4 steps of describe, reframe, explain, and then show. Once you've showed them, they could walk away at this point and be great. This is where the rubber meets the road, and now you're going to invite them. You're going to invite them in to, hey, if you want this done for you or with you or whatever your product or service helps them with, if you want help, I would love for my team and myself to work with you. The discovery call, right? Call to action to the discovery call at that part. If it's on a landing page, it's right below the video. They know exactly where to go. They're not going anywhere else. They're not having to leave Instagram to go over to YouTube, to go over here. They're right there. And now you can invite them in and say, let's jump on a call. Let's figure this out.